All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at spoken English fluency.
Okay.
And we've got this really interesting little snippet to work with. It's from a podcast called Achieving Fluency in Spoken English. English Vocabulary Mastery, a podcast 2025. Even the title, I think, is kind of intriguing, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think picking out vocabulary mastery as like the key ingredient there, not just like general language learning. And I think that's kind of an interesting choice.
It makes you wonder, like, what does that even mean, right?
Exactly.
Like, we all know vocabulary is important, but
Right.
what are the different levels of knowing vocabulary?
Yeah, and I think that's what like that word mastery really implies, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean to master vocabulary?
Right. Yeah.
And I think it goes a lot deeper than just like quantity of words. Like, there's passive vocabulary, which is words you recognize when you read or listen.
Right.
But then there's active vocabulary, which is the words that you can actually use. And fluency, I think especially spoken fluency, relies so heavily on that active vocabulary.
Okay.
Being able to calm on the right word with the right nuance at the right time.
So it's like having all the right tools in your toolbox.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't want to be fumbling around for that screwdriver.
And think about all the different layers of meaning too, right? Like you have idioms which can add a lot of color and personality to the way you speak, but using them incorrectly can really lead to misunderstandings. So really mastering vocabulary means understanding all those nuances in the cultural context.
Okay, so that almost makes it seem like it's this unattainable thing.
It can be intimidating, yeah.
Right, and I wonder if that's part of why they've got this podcast 2025 in the title.
Yeah.
Are they hinting that there's some kind of like futuristic way to get to this mastery?
It's totally possible, yeah.
Okay.
That year, 2025, really suggests a forward-thinking approach. Yeah.
Maybe they're exploring how technology is going to change the way that we learn and use vocabulary. Like, imagine personalized AI tutors.
Oh, wow.
That adapt to your learning style, or like immersive virtual environments.
Yeah.
Where you can practice using new vocabulary in like real life scenarios.
Wow, that's pretty wild. I mean, it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
what would a podcast even sound like in 2025, right? Would we even be...
Would it still be us, or would it be some interactive AI experience?
Yeah.
Who knows? You might be hosting this podcast with a holographic co-host by then.
I can see it now. Well, anyway, I think this little snippet has really opened up some interesting ideas. It's highlighted that achieving fluency in spoken English goes beyond just memorizing words.
Okay.
It's about building a deep and nuanced understanding of vocabulary and its usage.
Right, and that's what makes it so fascinating. It's an ongoing journey, this pursuit of mastery, even for native speakers.
Yeah.
Language is constantly evolving. There's always something new to learn.
Well, on that note, I'm going to leave you with this final thought.
If you were designing a language learning program for 2025, what would be your top priority? Would you focus on like tech-driven immersion, or perhaps go deeper into cultural linguistics? The possibilities are kind of endless.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of language.